What's up, everybody? It's your boy Los Angeles Havoc. Welcome to another episode of Pieces of Me. This week I'm going to be talking about artists I predominantly work with. A lot of you may know already who many of those are. I guess I'd start by saying that I choose these artists to work with the most just because not only do I enjoy their individual work as artists, but I look at a lot of them like family and good friends, and I always like to have that energy going into a track. So without any further ado, we go to artists I work with. First and foremost, I gotta shout out my Flight from Nowhere family. If those of you do not know, Flight from Nowhere Records is a company I'm currently working on establishing, and we've got a couple projects out there. Novalee Chronicles Volumes 1 and 2, The Lion's Den by myself and Longway. Novalee Chronicles Volume 1 features myself and the homeboy Joshua Smith, and Novalee Chronicles Volume 2 features all of us, myself, Longway, Joshua Smith, along with my Havik brother Secrets. I guess I'll start by saying I met Joshua Smith when I was living in North Carolina. I basically was doing a show. It was like a talent showcase, and he and I were the only solo acts, and we went right after one another. And just before I went on, I went first, and me and him started talking. I gave him a little bit of background about my style, and he was telling me about a little bit about himself. So after we performed, we chatted up a little bit, exchanged some CDs, and I came back out the next week because he had made it to the next round in the talent showcase, and I came out to support him, and we just got to talking there, and after everything was said and done, we exchanged phone numbers, and next thing you know, a few weeks down the road, I'm at Dude's house, we kicking it, vibing, and I ended up putting him on my Shawty's Got Me Fiendin' track. It's a track I had laying around, and that ended up making Brother Lay, which I was working on at the time. And I enjoy working with Joshua Smith just because he's got that drive, you know what I'm saying? He's got that passion, and he's very intricate when it comes to lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude's very thoughtful when he puts together his words, and I really enjoy working with that because I myself tend to be very thoughtful and careful in how I put together my tracks. So it's always nice to bring those similar energies to the table. Longway originally was managing Havoc, and that in itself is a little bit of a long story, but that's how I met him. He came on board, and we just developed a really good friendship, you know what I'm saying, and he was always there looking out, and he just approached me, I was like, I want to record something. So we recorded To the Coldest, the remix, and I told him then, I was like, this isn't going to be your last track. He was like, nah man, I'm just going to do one verse, and that's going to be it. I was like, son, it don't work like that. This is a drug that you can't quit. And sure enough, we started doing a couple more songs, and I just happened to be like, yo, you trying to do an album? And that's how The Lion's Den came about. And we put a lot of work in on that album, and then it got a lot of good reception, which was awesome. And then we were able to perform together along with Joshua Smith and Secrets at the 2011 Jam for the Animals. And one thing I enjoy about working with Longway, he's a very good writer, but he is constantly bringing dope concepts to the table. You know what I'm saying? And it almost challenges me a little bit because it's not always concepts that I would readily think about. We recently, the last track we put out together was Hurt. And it was a very political track, talking about the flaws of the system and everything. And I usually don't I usually try to stay away from controversial stuff like that, just because it's just not something I am very well versed in, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stick to what I know, and stick to the realms of that nature. So that's what I enjoy the most about working with Longway. It's always a challenge, you know what I'm saying? And I like to step up to the challenge. And of course, there's secrets. So I'm gonna segue into that now. We all know from my namesake, I am Lost Angel of Havoc. So stands the reason. I love working with my Havoc family on anything and everything. You know, we have this formula as a group that's untouchable. I not to be cocky or anything like that. I mean this with the utmost respect to everybody out there doing their thing. I really truly feel like, you know, Havoc is one of the best rap groups out right now. You know, I say that because, you know, each one of us brings something different to the set. Each one of us brings something very different to the table, and it's that formula that's kept us going all these years. We all met and linked. You know, we all met on Bone Board between the end of I want to say between early '06 and late '06, and you know, I met Secrets in person for the first time. Late '06, we performed together at a talent show I was doing with a homeboy Primo, and you know, we performed together. I did a little remix to Bones "Never Forget Me," which was dope. It's on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna put the link below. Y'all better check it out. It's old as hell, but watch it. It's tight. But that was my first time meeting Secrets in person, and then after that, in 2007, that's when you know, I had that conversation with Rain, and that's when he threw the idea of Havoc at me, and you know, everything was a go at that point. And of course, you know, we started out with Ness Rhyme as well, so it was 5 of us. You know, of course, you know, much love to Ness. He's doing his thing now, and he's no longer an active part of the group. But myself, Stack, Secrets, and Rain, you know, we're still working together, and you know, planning on some huge things for 2014. You know, me and Secrets got Revolutionary dropping some pretty soon. You know, me and Rain got something in the works. Stack got something in the works. You know, every one of us got projects that we working on right now. So I guess I wasn't lying when I say here's to the year of Havoc. We finally at that point. So what I love about working with my Havoc family is just the energy that comes out when we're working on a track. It doesn't matter if I do a hook or, you know, Secrets just drops us a verse. You know what I'm saying? It's always something that's dope. And you know what I mean, we're at a point now, if we don't think it's dope enough to be on repeat within the first couple of times we hear it, or honestly within that first listen, if we don't feel like it's dope enough to be on repeat, then we really don't feel like it's gonna be something that we should even really follow through with. Just because we feel like we owe it to our fans to give them non-stop bangers, non-stop hits. And of course with Havoc, you know what I mean, is having concepts, having style, and just coming with that energy. You know, we turn them all out. Next up, you know, I say I met Sin around I met Sin around the middle of 2010, I want to say. Although it was kind of like more of like a networking basis or whatever, kind of like there's no real friendship there at first, you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, you know, we added each other on Facebook. You know, my wife had met him, you know what I'm saying, and was talking to him about me being an artist and stuff like that, and you know, we finally did link up and had a chance to meet face to face, and That was when we recorded to my Monster remix that we also did with Street Certified Goon and 1000. And that was my first collab with any local Maryland hip hop artists, period, outside of people that I had worked with, in earlier years. And I'm not from Baltimore, so that was a big deal for me. And then shortly after that, Sin reached out a couple of times, and we kicked it, and as we started talking and developing a rapport, we just got cool, and he reached out to me to feature on his 21225 mixtape, and I dropped a verse for that Hustle Hard joint, which, by the way, y'all need to get that 21225 mixtape. That joint's hot. Y'all also need to get that Thin Line Between Real and Fake, that Piff, both of them joints. So sincere410.com. Yeah. But yeah. And since then, we've just been good friends, and it's always fun working with Sin. It's always a good time. The thing I like the most about working with Sin is because Sin, for me, kind of makes me feel comfortable saying whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with Sin, I can just come out and just say the most. I just feel like when I work with Sin, I can just come out and say what I want. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily worry about being placed in a box, because unlike most people that you work with or that you tend to meet in the entertainment industry and stuff like that, a lot of people want to put artists in boxes and stuff like that, and Sin is one of those people that actually respects the fact that someone can be outside the box and can go multiple ways. And I've actually learned a lot from Sin as far as just my actual recording process. So that's the awesome part about working with Sin. It's always learning experience. It's always fun, and it's always a hit. Next up is my homeboy Trait Razor. I met Trait Razor actually, ironically, through Sin. I met him at the Chasing Paper video shoot, and our rapport kind of really began with, it was just simple. He was talking about, wanting to collab with people before. I guess he had a trip, he was going out of town, and he was trying to do some collabs. And I got his email and stuff like that, so I reached out to him on Facebook. I was like, I got this track, And I communicated this to him. He told me to get in touch with the homie Shark Bait, and so I sent all the information, the track and everything to Shark Bait. And fast forwarding a little while later, we got We Do It Major. Got a little bit of a soft release on Trace page, but I haven't really done a major release for the track yet. But that was my first collaboration with Trait Razor, and also the first time I actually worked with Trait and Sin on the same song. And then of course we linked back up again with Behind Closed Doors, so off of Dorian Gray. And I say what I enjoy the most about working with Trait is I really like the fact that Trait is very visceral when he's working on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, he takes very special care in how his product comes out. And not to say that anybody else I work with doesn't, but it's just like I really admire that. Another thing I enjoy about working with Trait, just like with Sin, it's always a good time, it's always fun, and like I said, I also learn a lot from Trait, and so just it's always cool to be in the process of doing what you love and also be learning more about it from someone who has the experience. You know, and I'm actually kind of happy to be, you know, getting in the studio with Trade, working on Money, Sex, Music Lives with him. Because I know I'm going to come out with a lot of new ideas and a lot of new knowledge and new information that I didn't previously have. So shout out to Trade Rays and the TRP family. Next up, I know this is probably overkill, but you know, of course, I've been working with Rippin' Rhymes a lot. Mainly, I've been working with Miss Rhymes, aka Chazzy, and I've always just been a fan of Miss Rhymes' voice. That's what kept me on our first collab. I was like I sent the track, and the hook was just like, who the fuck is that? This is awesome. So, you know, I did my verse for How We Get Down, and that was the first track I did with Rippin' Rhymes, and of course, you know, all the love was always shown. So as we've gone forward making music and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I talk to Miss Rhymes like every day, and I'd say the fun part about working with Miss Rhymes and stuff. The fun part about working with Miss Rhymes is just, you know, she's not really doing it to, you know, for fame or anything like that. It really is just a hobby for her, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, you know, she respects the craft so much, you know what I'm saying, that she does put in the work and she does take it seriously, even though it's not something that she per se wants to pursue as a career goal. You know, and I'd say what I enjoy the most about working with Miss Rhymes is we just make dope music. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the type of music she makes, feel good stuff, the inspirational, even the hard joint that we just did, which y'all don't yet know about. You know, it's just like I said in the beginning, you know, the energy is there, and whenever I can feel that passion, it just makes me want to participate. And you know, and segueing into Rippin' Rhymes a little bit, you know, I've also collaborated with her and Houdini Black and Guns McCracken on Beheaded, which, you know, we had to kind of kill off some haters. And then, you know, we got a couple of other Rippin' Rhymes tracks in the works. As you know, I'm, so to speak, managing that team, making sure I help Miss Rhymes and Rip out with the day-to-day to-do things as far as, you know, managing the collabs and stuff like that, and making sure that people aren't taking advantage of them, and, you know, all the work that they do put in to help support those that support them, because I do cherish that. And yeah, you know, they're awesome friends, so I say stay tuned. All the information is below, and you know, just be on the lookout. You know, a lot of stuff's gonna be coming out pretty soon. Rippin' Rhymes always has something dropping, and whether I'm on it or not, I totally endorse it. So check it out. Lastly, I want to mention this artist that I'm actually really excited to work with. Her name's Gabrielle. She's actually a pop artist out of Philly, the Philly area, and we have a track that we're going to be working on called "Take My Breath Away," and so far, even in its developmental stages, we've both written for it. I can already tell you it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal track, and it's going to be different. It's going to definitely be different. She does dance and pop music, and a little bit of R&B as well. And she's very talented. I love her voice, and I actually can't wait to actually get into the studio. I'm planning on traveling up that way to record in the studio work with her and record in the studio that she's going to be recording her project in. So I'm just wanted to mention her because I'm definitely looking forward to working with her on this track and future collaborations as well. So y'all should check her out. I'm including her information along with everybody else's below. So check her out, Gabrielle. Yeah. So as I've stated throughout, please be sure to check out all the artists that I've just mentioned. All of them are very talented individuals, and I can promise that you will not be disappointed with anything that you're going to hear. And be on the lookout for future collaborations with them and myself. We're always at work. Like I said, these are the artists that I predominantly work with. So a lot of material, especially Havoc, Flight from Nowhere, Rippin' Rhymes, all that. And you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all gonna get another Lost Angel and Trey Razor collab, and another Lost Angel So Sincere collab, and I think we also gonna have another Lost Angel So Sincere Trey Razor collab, and y'all definitely gonna get that Lost Angel Gabrielle collab. And there's just more to come. I'm really excited for this year and new beginnings and all the new projects that I'm planning on releasing. So check us out. All the best. See y'all next week.